the other side of the dark. So we've got another episode, and just quickly today I also wanted to shout out some friends and also musicians that I know. Shotgun Mistress, congratulations number one on your new release, Jude Judas. So this song is awesome, you must check it out. These guys are great with their riffs, I love them. But Jude Judas is their first release of their new album, which we will get to hear more of later this year. But it is available on all streaming platforms, so I will link that below. And it's also done amazingly well. As it was a recent release, it's number one on the rock charts in Australia. So congratulations to that, and thanks for being awesome as well. Also, the Black Skeleton, another awesome musician, another awesome friend of mine. I just wanted to say thank you for all your support. Same with Shotgun Mistress, I love you guys. So Black Skeleton has also had a new single release called Deviator. I also recommend checking this one out. Again, available on all streaming platforms. I will link it below. Deviator, very interesting thing about this track is I actually had written an essay on tornadoes, and Quinn, he had gone and basically turned my little essay, pulled things out of it, bits and pieces, and has turned it into an entirely different meaning. So great artistry there, and a great song as well. Definitely check it out. So I want to say thank you to the Black Skeleton as well for also shouting out this show on, I think it was a recent interview with Rock Hard with Phil and Tish. So love you all. And to start off with today's episode, I actually wanted to go through a really cool book that Buckethead had actually put on his website, bucketheadpikes.com, and this was called Thalamus. So Thalamus is a 2-volume book of the art of Dave McKean. So gosh, there was a lot of notes on Dave McKean though when I actually went to search more about it, because honestly, like, the photos that Buckethead had on his site were just some that were in the book. It's a really beautiful glossy book of all his illustrations, and you would definitely know his work from the art on Monsters and Robots, which I do have here. I'm going to pull that up in a moment. It's on the floor in front of me. Yeah, so the art in that, like, I've always loved the Monsters and Robots cover. Like, it is my favorite album cover ever. But this book features, oh gosh, I mean, obviously I've only seen samples of it on Buckethead's website, but it looks like it has some of the illustrations as well from, what's the comic book, which is the World of Buckethead. Oh gosh, no, it's something similar to that, and I need to double check. I'm just gonna write it on the screen correctly. But this was a comic book that was supposed to be released, I think, initially with the Giant Robot album, and it ended up being released for Monsters and Robots, like a giveaway. And it's a really cool comic book, really great illustrations in there, and I want to find one. I think you can still get, other people's copies secondhand. So they were like a limited edition. There wasn't that many. But the art in that is sensational, and I just do. Like, can I just pull up the Monsters and Robots album just quickly? Okay. So this. Okay, like, I love this, and I love going through the booklet in this. And obviously, like, they're smaller because they're CD size. But I think it would be awesome to have the Thalamus book and see, like, I don't know, like, I just, when you see a picture and it's bigger person and it's just, it's amazing. That. So, I've always wanted, like, a poster of this cover. Like, I love it. I love everything about it. But it's like, look at him. He's, like, healing the world and also destroying all the bad stuff in it. I love it. I love it. He's got the whole world in his hands. So Dave has also done a few other albums, the covers for Buckethead. One was Disembodied, the Death Cube K album. So he's done the Monsters and Robots and Day of the Robot as well. Really cool. Like I really want this book now that I've seen that. So the other amazing thing though is I didn't realize that Dave McKean has done that much. You know, like I just sort of look at these things and I'm like, oh, I know that from, you know, that album cover, whatever. But then it's like all Dave McKean. So there you go. And he's I think he did like one of the best-selling, it might be the best-selling DC comic, which was Arkham Asylum. He's also done album covers for Alice Cooper, Testament, was it Paradise Lost, I think, and I love Paradise Lost. Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure. There's a whole other list of bands that he's done illustrations for, but yeah, highly recommended, mainly because I want bigger pictures of everything that is in Monsters and Robots. So this booklet is sensational. And for the next part to this episode, I wanted to talk about Blue Dunes. So that is on Pike 562. And Blue Dunes, I love this because I'm someone who loves Buckethead's blues. I think it's really, usually what I pick up in his blues, number one, is it more like, it is, I mean with Buckethead, you know, we're always going to get something more complex but smooth, and everything's just there, like all the layers, all the additional things that he does. I feel like, you know, it's incredible the way it is. It's like not simple, but it sounds so smooth, right? And I love that he does that with blues, because I know people talk about blues being sort of simple, but you'll change your mind when you listen to Buckethead's blues. So Blue Dunes kind of reminds me a little bit of Clock Striking. And Clock Striking, I would say, is a little bit more like lurker, ominous sort of vibe. The other thing is, I pick up on two things usually. Two vibes when he does blues, and one is, it's either usually like, it's got that lurker, ominous, like a mysterious vibe to it, or it's like really sensual and erotic. So, Blue Dunes, I would say, has that lurker vibe, kind of got a little bit of sass there, and she like rips right into that from, I think it's about 20 something seconds inwards, and just full of passion, and it's just, you know, I love it. Like I hadn't heard something like that in the Pike series since maybe Clock Striking or Table from the Pike Echo, which I can't remember the number, so I'll put on the screen and I'll look that up. Oh gosh, Coop was another one that was really amazing. I'm sure there's some more in there, like since those, and like in between them and Blue Dunes, but I don't know if anyone else is like me, but when I go through and I listen to the Pike series, I don't technically go in order. So I just wander through and see and pick at random. So Blue Dunes was one that I just heard where I hadn't sort of heard that much of a bluesy vibe that just sort of had everything in it, right? I hadn't heard sort of that in a while. So I was really excited about it. So go check it out, especially if you love his blues. I just thought that was, it's amazing. Also, while I'm on that topic, I will also pair it with, how could I forget, Ghosts of Broken Eggs. So that, I think we can all agree on, most erotic composition of all time. That's a sexy piece of art. I always find Buckethead, dude, sometimes it's just so good, and it is. Like, you're sitting there and you're listening to it and you're just like, you know, you think, how much more can I honestly take of this? Like, it's so good. Like, it's so good you almost can't handle it. So, thing is, we listen anyway, but, you know, There's definitely been moments, seriously, where I've like literally like bitten my fist. It was so good. Like because it is. It's erotic stuff. So yeah, highly recommend any of Buckethead's blues. In fact, I recommend all of the discography. But yeah, gosh, I know that. See, there's another track coming to me. I think I mentioned this in the previous episode. Lone Lagoon. I mean, come on, that is sensual. That is sensual. Erotic, just passionate intensity, dude. I know. You know, sometimes I just sit there and I'm like, dude, like, I don't even know anything anymore because I'm just sitting here amazed. And I might do another episode listing all the tracks from Buckethead that I would consider erotic art. Because it is. I mean, I've never heard anything as like everything. I mean, he's really beautiful, you know, and he's like wholesome, and he's erotic, and he's all this amazing stuff. He's genius, and you can just hear it all, and it just blows my mind. So, Sunbursts, there's another one. Sunbursts, I knew, dude, there's like a list. I think I've got like at least 22, 23. I have to go back and look at that list. I made it like a year ago. But there's like subcategories of all the erotic goodness. So you can have, you know, I just start labeling my own genres now. So in terms of like the erotic art genres of his, they've all got subcategories. So on that note, I will say that, yeah, Buckethead's blues is incredible. Even when he's doing things like, I feel like when he does the traditional blues, dude, he just blows it out the park every time. Because he just adds, again, more technique and things that people probably wouldn't associate with blues. But then he does it while still sticking within the genre of like a traditional blues. And that's the incredible thing. And then he's just totally inventing as he goes and adding, you know, I guess a lot of like technique that most people probably wouldn't have even thought could be in there. Most people maybe thought, you know, might not have enough emotion, whatever. But again, there's Buckethead proving them wrong. So I feel like there is one thing with Buckethead is, you know, he is the best of both worlds. Technique, emotion, and because I think he knows so much, he's able to exactly replicate all the things that he's feeling, and knows when to use those technical skills and when to enhance certain things and really bring out more emotion. I mean, you know, emotions are complex, so, you know, you need someone like Buckethead to literally express them and explore them more and, you know, interpret them through the guitar and all the things that he can do with it. Now, for my next part of this episode, I wanted to shout out another Bucketbot, and this is Bucketbot Bradley. He is a guitarist and a really amazing one, and he's also been inspired by Buckethead. So, before I start, I wanted to say thanks, Bradley, for letting me talk about some of your music here today, and also sharing with me your inspiration of Buckethead. So I will start by saying Blue Ghosts is a track that Bradley definitely recommends listening to. I asked what one of his favorite songs has been so far, because he has a lot actually, much like our man Buckethead. So if you have a look on Bandcamp, there's quite a few songs already. Sorry, my cat's distracting me on the side there. Oh, here he comes. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, Bandcamp. Thank you, that's it. Yes, the songs that I had bought on Bandcamp recently from Bradley were Teardrop Waterfall and Feelings for a Special Soul. And they're really beautiful. Teardrop Waterfall, I think you will love that. Like if you everyone likes Witches on the Heath and Electric Tears, but you know that's sort of the vibe I got from it. So you'll definitely like Teardrop Waterfall if you like the Electric Tears album. Next thing I will say is Bradley's Buckethead inspiration. So this is like really, really amazing. It's really cool. Buckethead has inspired him to release a song a day, every day for the rest of this year. So Bradley, I think he will honestly do it. I think he's going to complete his challenge for the year. Because, like I said, he has a lot of music already. And I just think that's really incredible, honestly. Shout out to you, Bradley. Like that's a task at hand, but you're gonna do it, and you know we're all here for it. So I just reckon it'll be cool to know, you know, say by the end of the year, what sort of, I guess, methods and maybe techniques and stuff that you would have picked up, I guess, in terms of how to stay in that creative mindset and really work with that. Because for me, I don't know if anyone else is like me, but I'm definitely someone who, if I get a creative spark, it can last a few weeks, and then there's like a lull, and it sucks. So, to me, to be in that creative flow, we all want to be in that creative flow like every day. So, Bradley, that's like seriously awesome. It is. And it's so good for the brain, like when you think about it. How good would that be for, you know, your creative mindset, number one, innovation, and overall intelligence, honestly. Like it is just so beneficial. But again, right, the way that Buckethead has also inspired someone to do that, like, that's some skills that, you know, most people, I guess, wouldn't even have. And like, you know, here's Bradley, he's getting all the skills now, all those benefits, and it's just gonna, you know, all those things, I guess, in his music career just help, you know, with that. I mean, it's kind of a superpower, really, to be, but it is, to just stay creating like that. And I think it's really awesome that, you know, you strive for that as well, because it's difficult. So, you know, I don't have any doubts though. You're gonna do it. You've started and you're going, and he's doing it. So I'd just like to finish off this episode by saying I will get back to my guest episodes. The next one will be with SlunkBot. Just to keep the whole sort of sequence and order of, you know, some sort of flow with the episodes, I thought I would put, like a solo episode in between some guest ones, and also to continue sort of fitting this vibe in with the room, because as priorly stated, when I initially filmed my guests, I didn't know how to set up the lights to have all of this room in the background. So, you know, I want to sort of keep that visual up as well. But, I wanted to say thank you very much again for watching another episode of The Other Side of the Dark. I'm excited for more episodes, and keep listening to Buckethead, keep loving him, keep being inspired by him, and I'll see you on the next episode.